Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to OTL Racing here on Twitch for round number 6 of our ACC GT3 League here on PC. So 6 of 8, slightly longer season this time round, and we are at Monza at the Temple of Speed, so it's looking forward to this. Evening AJ, hope you're doing well man. So it's round number 6 of 8, just the Hungaro Ring and then a 90-minute race at Spa left after this evening. So first time back at Monza since our 6-hour endurance event. It's good to be back here. It's a track I do enjoy as well. And, yeah, as long as we can get a nice clean start this time round, I will not mind too much. Yeah, don't worry, it's not the whole thing. Race starts at 2 in the morning. Evening Hydro. Good. Had to be on time eventually. Yes. So yeah, fairly long straights. Yeah, this home straight you can see they're on now. Just a few quite quick sections. Obviously the run down from the Sky to Parabolica. Must have done Parabolica that long straight. Yeah, the cars with the better straight line speed, stuff like the AMG, are going to be a bit more dominant here, I would imagine. But it will be a bit of a balance. For sure, there's going to have to be a little bit of a balance between, you don't want the car to be so low aero that you struggle in corners and you make mistakes and you go in the gravel all the time or you spin. But you don't want so much aero that you're good in the corners but you're basically driving an anvil down the straight. So it's not going to be easy. Fair enough, I would be as well, Hydro. Kamikaze. Ready for turn one? Yeah, hopefully not. Hey, look, in our endurance race, we didn't even get to 2-1. On either occasion, frankly. There'll only be a race start tonight if it takes out a whole load of the field. So it's pretty unlikely. For a 6-hour event, slightly different. We've got some things in the pipeline now for next time round, though. So hopefully that won't be a problem. You've got a Rangers game to watch, AJ. I have priorities, mate. Come on. I kid, obviously. Good luck. Can't be any worse than Celtic. You have, yes. Scottish education system. Evening, Baz. Evening. I hope you're all well. Let's say that again. I hope you're all well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just the end of practice and for another 3 or 4 minutes. And then we'll be into the qualifying session. So on board with Mattia Brugnara at the moment. Celtic, yeah, they're not great. They are not. Or they do good for like the first half an hour and then they're pants from there. So yeah. Fun to be a fan of them at the moment, I'm sure. So anyways, yes, the standings currently then. As we are sitting, there's quite a few of them sitting in the pits. They've had a fair bit of practice already. These guys getting here very early. If you came in here half an hour ago, most of these are already in. But yeah, the championship standings at the moment, Ryan Meenan leading by a healthy 47 points. Still, he's had 3 wins and 2 fourth positions. So he'll get first or fourth tonight, I'm sure, one of the two. Judging by that. Yes, 47 points clear of the American Christopher Larson. Vitor Sousa, the Portuguese, in third, just ahead of Brugnara, who are on board with at the moment, in fourth. Jerome Morman down in fifth. 2 poor races from him, unfortunately. 11th and 17th. Wet, Silverstone and Bathurst. Unlucky last week. Just getting caught up in a spinning Audi of Joe Lacour. And, not much he could do about it. It's the tiniest tap, nearly avoids him. Just brushes it and it spins him round. It's just very, very unlucky. Obviously, Drone totally understands. There's nothing Joe could have done differently. Crash is a crash sometimes. There's not much you can do about it. But yeah, Morman down in 5th at the moment. Joe Lacour, the aforementioned Audi driver, down in 6th. Max Leonard in 7th. We've got Matt Acton sitting in 8th. Tied with Andrew Pike in 9th. And then Ian Hall rounding out the top 10. You can see our standings on our website as always. Go to racing.com in the click on leagues in the navigation, and then you can find your way through the platforms and game selector to the current championships we have going. Yeah, I'm quite a fan. I'm quite a fan of Monza, to be honest. Ah, bummer Hydro, yeah. I'd wait. To be honest, you'll get good prices around Christmas. I wouldn't worry too much. Max the Pro 88. Thank you very much for the follow. What is it about us that I'm assuming you were born in 1988. If so, what is it about people like me and you who were born that year that feel the need to put it in our usernames? What is it with that? I find it more often with us that were born that year. Giving away my age, obviously. Why do we do that? On my part, it's lack of imagination. Just saying. But, yeah, thank you very much for the follow nonetheless. Good to have you. Hopefully you enjoyed the racing this evening. Oof. 2005. Oh, kids. Don't like their yeah, absolutely, AJ. So, running around to 8 o'clock. I think most of them are happy with the practice they've had. Just a few, like Adam Stevens. So, late comer to this season. We've got missed the sign-up initially. It happened so fast. The sign-ups got filled so quickly. So quickly. Evening Smudger. Great Daniel Smith himself. Thank you very much for all the resub, man. 28 months. Getting bigger and bigger, that number. With Prime again. Thank you very much, ma'am. How you doing, sir? How are you? Evening, Jay Higg. Evening. 2004. So yeah, good luck, AJ. Well, not to you, but to the the team. You're just sitting on the sofa, scratching your, watching the football. But yeah, enjoy it nonetheless. Depends how well the game's going, I suppose. The earlier we see, the worse. The worse it's gone. AJ's a very young fellow. Quite a few of them. Quite a few. Now I've got to try and make sure I get your name right here, Sir Falk. That's, yeah, I feel like I'm butchering that. Thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated. Evening, everybody. How was your stream going? Hope it went well. What were you doing this evening? What were you up to? Yeah, good luck, Rob. Good luck. Indeed, AJ. No, the new names. How scary. I think they're going to rumble us for the imposters we are. Good evening, everybody. Hope you. I know, AJ. That's all right. It's we can deal with the view numbers now, I think. Oh, thank you very much, Wolfie. Very, very kind. I could have been in the second Lesmo, Rob. That's reassuring. Reassuring. I think everyone's basically in the pits now. Then. Yeah, only Ian Hall still out on circuit. We'll catch up with these follows as well. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. So we'll pop him round to qualifying shortly. 15-minute qualifying and then the hour-long race, and hopefully a clean T1. It's Monza. You never know which way it could go. Kinda. Sorry, kind of Hydro. Kind of. FT was too short. Thank you very much for the follow. Well, we'll see about that, Gold Ringers. No, we'll try our best. It's doing what we can. Always trying to improve it, but we'll get there. Some cracking names though. Better usernames than I can come up with. Official Rumblebelly. Thank you very much for the follow. So just waiting for the last dregs. Last few people maybe just going off and getting a quick drink before qualifying, so they're ready for when the race comes round. And yeah, 15-minute qualifying, 60-minute race with a pit window, a 15-minute pit window in the centre of the race, as always. So 22.5 minutes in. Hello, Smudger. Hello. Hydro, we technically had for our 6-hour Monza race. Ironically, 3 weeks ago. No, oh, crikey, it's 4 weeks ago already. It's gone fast. We had, I think, 170 for quite a large portion of that, which was awesome. But yeah, thank you very much for all the new followers, and yeah, those of you still watching, haven't tuned in and gone, what on earth is this about? Sod this, and disappeared. Much appreciated. Oh, I've said awesome again already. Damn it. Oh well, it was always going to happen. We're already. Look, I'm here for like an hour and a half. I'm going to say awesome once or twice. Oh dear. That is not the most awesome Ascari you'll ever see. But yeah, he knows not to do that now in the race. Nick Red 95, much appreciated. Thank you very much for the follow. And there we go then, 15 minutes of qualifying, so they'll all be hopping out of the pits pretty quickly now. Let's see a little bit of action on track. So we have 30 with us this evening. Sivin, thank you very much. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, Hydro. Keep ourselves nice and independent. Unless they want to buy me out for a disgusting amount of money, then I'm all ears, frankly. Wouldn't take much for yeah. wouldn't take much to turn my head, really. So yes, cheers for the follows that I did miss slightly earlier. So Max Pro 88, like I said. Yeah, Sir Fox, thanks very much for the follow. Polaris and Lootwatt, another 88. See what I mean? Another person with 88 in their username. I'm one of them as well, by the way, may I say. NFT was too short. Cheers for the follow. Official Rumble Belly, Mick Red, and yes, Siv Finn. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some good racing this evening. Oh dear, do you know Hydro? Oh, my condolences. I don't know, some people have to do it, don't they? Someone has to entertain the riffraff. And unfortunately he seems to have found a home where he's found a lot of us who are similar. Yes, indeed. So looking forward to that. So it's going to be a bit of a... that'll be Mr. Sharpie sorting that out, as always. But it looks like, yeah, BTCC event on the original Assetto Corsa, which will be streamed, of course. I will be streaming that, as I always try to. And we did a Goodwood... Oh dear, that's not... yeah, that's not quite how he wants to do that, Mav. But stays pointing roughly in the right direction, so can't moan too much. He's... probably unlikely to see him featuring near the front. Matthew Brignada though. End of his first outlap. But yes, but not quite sure when that'll be. I'll have to find that out from Sharpie. But yeah, I will be streaming that, of course. Hopefully we can get a good turnout for that. It should be pretty popular. They do look pretty mega. And I'm saying pretty a lot rather than awesome. Been too busy with that. That's right. So he is here. He's out. Not setting a time yet. Oddly, just a quick look at the standings, can't seem to find him, so his name hasn't come up for some reason. So I have to quickly do a bit of troubleshooting after the race, find out why. Probably something stupid. So it looks like Killian Ryan Meanin there, right behind Brignara. So Ryan Meanin, obviously the lead in the standings currently, and that might hold him up a little bit. But Brignara not obliged to move over. It's Ryan Meanin who's found himself that close to Brignara. So if he's smart, might be able to use that slipstream, especially after Parabolica, through to the start-finish line. But could be costing himself more really than he's gaining here. And can't really be going for a move. As wisely he's not done there, so we'll back off. So yes, correct thing to do. So that will not go quite as he's planned for his lap. His brother though, Cormac Ryan Meanin, coming across the line of 1:48.006 to start the proceedings. We should start seeing some times flying in now. Then Brignada, just under 2/10 back Vitor Sousa. Just under 3/10 away. Killian is still set a fairly solid time considering the amount he's slowed down. Joe Lacour, Martin Legg, Dean Thompson, Thomas Martin, all coming across the line. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing alright tonight, weirdly, Wolfie. But yeah, I've had an absolute nightmare over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Just as soon as the temperatures drop and just all kinds of ill. It's been a right old laugh. Not, but yeah, I can't complain too much. People have got it much worse at the moment, I'm sure. So, nah, but I'm doing alright tonight. Looking forward to this. Always enjoy a bit of ACC, especially at Monza. Should be fun. Jerome Morman then comes across the line into second. 0.159 back from Cormac's times. Cormac looking strong then so far. We should, I think, see the times come down a little bit further, but a low 148, still a very good start. Well, so if you're so Hydro, if your exam is on the GT Euro Challenge, then you're fine. Your GT3 cars, golden. Science, math, English, less so. Got to balance up where's your passion. Might have to talk to the teacher a bit nicely to try and get a few questions changed, I fear. But hey, good luck with that. No problem, Alfie. All my honours, all mine. Pleasure is all mine. So coming across the line again. Then he improves. He does not. Jerome Mormon was not too far back. So he's had a great amount of performance so far this season, but it hasn't been able to really form a solid race in this league. He dominated in the 90-minute Imola race we did just after Imola was released. How long ago was that now? A week or two ago? Yeah, but in the championship itself, he's only got one podium from 5 races, which I'm amazed by. He's got a 3rd, a 4th, a 6th, and in the last 2 races, 11th and 17th at Wet Silverstone and then Bathurst last week. It was a bit unfortunate last week, but I think it was probably still unlikely to end up on the podium. So it's a bit of an outlier, that. It's a very strong roster this season. 147.715 there from Jerome. Pops that up into provisional pole. Jerome is 3/10 up on his time, though, at least. And does he improve? He does. 6 hundredths of a second ahead of Adam Stevens. Pops that up into 2nd place. Martin Megg and his custom liveried Pepsi Mobile. His Mercedes AMG. Still the old non-Evo version. Those cars will be available from next season onwards. I mean, kinda. I suppose, Hydro, that's not a bad point. I mean, it's stretching it a little bit for sure. But I like what you're trying. I see where you're going with it. Will it get you good grades? Probably not. Yeah, but I applaud the effort. So many of the front runners then improving on the time. Jerome again is already 3/10 up on his current best time. Adam Stevens behind him. There's a couple of tenths up. Cormac has improved now up into 3rd, just ahead of Adam Stevens. Christopher Larson in his BMW, the American, coming down towards the line. He's going to improve on his time. He pops it up into 2nd. A 1:47.808. So 47.622, still the best time from Killian Ryan-Meenan. Mormon, though, looking very good here. Currently half a second up. Oh, no, you can see he was just pushing so hard and just made a mistake at Ascari there. Turned it round, so I think he'll be in for a new, slightly less square set of tyres. I feel they was slightly flat-spotted after he's done that, but hey, he clearly was pushing. Said half a second up there, so I was on for a 1:47.3 there or thereabouts. So a little bit unfortunate for him, but it shows he's got the pace. As I said, we already know he's got that outright pace, but to put it together in the race hasn't quite happened yet. So will it be this evening? Clearly there's a few. They've got a good solid chance. Got Desmond Fitzpatrick again with us this evening in the Aston. The Irishman sitting in 13th at the moment, but very close in that mid-pack, as it always is. But he's one of those drivers that can push further forward. Definitely in and around that top 10 sort of spot. He's a quick guy. Just not had much luck this season so far. Like to serve a qualifying penalty, I think it was last week. At Bathurst, sometimes not the worst place to be. Yeah, Bathurst, let it all happen in front of you. Finished 15th, so I didn't do too badly. But quite a lot of DNFs, if I remember correctly. Actually, not too bad. It was 28 finished last week, so yeah, not bad. Finished up in 15th. So just let the drama happen in front of him and behind him. Doesn't get involved. You've got to a little bit. Hey, look, when the margins are this close, Hydro, you sort of have to around here, really. don't have much choice. So sitting in 12th then, still so close. Baz Tolsma just ahead of him, who had a great week last week. Got on board with the Bentley driver, not far behind them on the circuit actually, just behind them on the road. There we are, can see that Rhys Williams as well. That multicoloured Crayola inspired BMW. So yeah, good week last week. Baz Tolsma taking that Bentley round to 4th at Bathurst. Really solid performance. Just consistent, no mistakes. Brought it home. Maybe didn't have the outright pace of the front three, but didn't need to. So you're going to go to a track like Bathurst, you're just going to see everyone else making mistakes. Clown car livery. Pretty much, yeah, weirdly enough, that's actually, there's another car in this league that I say that about. Well, I say the driver's a clown. I'm mostly just giving him hell, but, you know. He loves me, really, and that is this one. You get the gist. He's gone for a similar approach. I call it the circus tent. So, I mean, yeah, there's no accounting for taste, unfortunately. Let's go with Joe LaCour then in the Audi. 6.5 tenths back at the moment, sitting in 8th position. Very Ferrari heavy top 10 at the moment. 2 AMGs, 4 Ferraris. Coombs, Ryan, Meenan, Moorman and Sousa. Moorman and Sousa, of course, the MSL Racing teammates. Yeah, so, yeah. So the clown car. It's the I'll do a custom livery. Oh, that'll do. Nah, yeah, that's fine. Well, I know Matt Acton's was. Rhys Williams, I don't know. He might have tried, which worries me a little bit. But Project Cars, they'll be getting 2 seconds. Oh, we're getting a lot of 2-second penalties. Hi, Joe. I mean, it's still quite harsh on certain. You know, there's certain corners. It's much more realistic. There are still certain corners where if you go just outside the white lines, that will be you done. Especially invalidating your lap time. So Killian up to a 1:47.5 now. Adam Stevens less than a tenth behind. Looking strong again tonight. So if he'd have been here since the start of the season, I think he'd be in with a great shout of being up the top of the standings. But yeah, unfortunately, missed the original sign up, and a few slots become open. And yeah, we had a few drivers into the league as of, I believe it was last week. And himself being one of them, Adam Stevens. So Coombs up to 8th now then. LaCour down to 9th. We've got Andrew Pike. You want to see? You thought that was a dodgy looking car, the two we've seen earlier. Look at that. Purple and gold Jaguar. I would say, don't you love to see it? Not really. Or the Jaguar, as I've been suggested we could name it. But fairly strong results the last few rounds. So he's just been consistent. He's not the sort of driver that's going to chuck it in, go uber aggressive. He's sitting in the top 10 in the standings, currently sitting 9th. You can see he's progressed through the season, started in 23rd place at the first round. 17th in the second, 10th, and then he's had a 6th and a 9th stints in the 2 hardest races of the championship. Somehow make sense of that at Wet Silverstone and Bathurst. So yeah, he's just getting more comfortable with the car. And yeah, it looks like he's on for a half-decent performance this evening. So he wouldn't need to improve by much to gain a couple of places over Coombs and LaCour. Just in front of him is Ryan Moorman. Currently 3 tenths up on his time. On for possibly a pole lap here. And Christopher Larson just in front of him. He's a bit behind him on the road, but could also take pole position. They're on very similar lap times at the moment. So Moorman, yep, goes provisional pole 1:47.541. So less than a minute to go as well. Christopher Larson just coming out of Parabolica. Well, should gain time, but I don't think he's going to gain as much. Oh, look at that, though. So top 4 now within less than a tenth of a second. Moorman, Ryan Meenan, Larson and Adam Stevens. Jake Coombs has moved up to 5th as well. They're cracking that, so very close up the top. Quarter of a second separating the top 6. Vitor Sousa as well. Early on his last attempt, so you'll see quite a lot going into the pit now. Deciding that is them done. Brugnana, yep, that's definitely him done. But we've timed that well. Let's go on board with Joe LaCour then. Yes, no, sorry, I should have said Jag like that. Absolutely, hi Joe. Or Jaguar, yes, as I said, it's been suggested we call that. Bit of an Austin Powers mobile, but hey, he seems to like it. Well, he doesn't seem to hate it. I think like might be a strong word. Yeah, he enjoys it just about enough to not drop out of the league. But no, he's been getting more comfortable at last few races. So Ryan Moonen, where is he on circuit then? Coming around to the Parabolica, and he is up on his time. So he's got to keep this within the white lines, not invalidate. I think he is on for a pole lap here. Does not need to improve by much. Only a quarter of a tenth between him and pole. And there we go. Improves by a tenth. 1:47.457. Right at the death. Jerome Mormon is still going strong. He's going to need to pull something out though. Coming around this final corner, he's going to need to give this hell for leather. Get on the loud pedal as early as possible. Again, needs to gain nearly a tenth to take that pole position back. Tries to shorten that line as much as possible. He does improve by about half a tenth there, but only 0.024 between the two of them at the front. Christopher Larson still on that, but don't think he's improving. No, comes into the pits. He is done. Vitor Sousa comes over the line. Look at that, just over 2 tenths back, and he's sat in 5th. So easily the closest qualifying we've had all season. And I think that's a weird camera shot. That lovely, love it though. I think that is then basically everybody done. I think everybody bar Robert Lovelace, who has struggled here. Weirdly enough, we know how quick Rob Lovelace is, but there we go. Gets his good lap in right at the end. Only 1.3 back, nearly pips Rhys Williams, but 14th. It's a better than where he was a second ago. Let's come and look at the timetables then. So Ryan Moonen with a superb lap right at the death, 1:47.457. It's a cracking time. Mormon in that Ferrari in second place. Christopher Larson, another good showing from him in third. Adam Stevens only 9 thousandths behind Larson in fourth. Vitor Sousa and Jake Coombs 5th and 6th. 2 more Ferraris. Brugnara sitting in 7th. Ryan Moonen, the second Ryan Moonen. Cormac in 8th. Joe LaCour in 9th. And Andrew Pike in the purple Jag sitting in 10th place. I know, Leg, and yeah, Leg in 11th as well, top amateur in qualifying. Done many laps around here, I can see, and yeah, 1.1 seconds off, 1:48.6. It's a very, very solid time that. So fair play, man. Very well done. So yes, we will have now then a few minutes. Let's get to the circuit once it lets me. There we go. So no rain, just a cloudy circuit while the lights are glowing, even though it is a 1 PM start. Just a slightly cloudy day in Italy. So let's go on board with the front runners then. See if we can get a slightly better camera. No, we cannot. We'll stick with this one then. So yes, hour-long race. 15-minute pit window in the centre of the race as always. So that'll be between. It will be 37.5 minutes left when the pit window opens, and then 22.5 when it shuts. If they have to pit outside that, then they still need to pit in that pit window. So yes, it's in their interest hopefully to keep it nice and clean at the start. Full formation lap, as you can see, uses the widget, as many leagues do, not all, but most do. And yes, hopefully we're in for a cracker. That qualifying was probably the best we've had all season. That was about as close as I've seen it for quite a long time. The AMG of Ryan Moonen and Mormon up in second. Maybe more chance of him fulfilling that promise in this league tonight. Hasn't quite worked out for him so far. Talking of which, evening Jerome. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that was amazingly close. But yeah, cheers, Jerome. Much appreciated. Good luck in the race, of course. But yeah, so hopefully good battles all throughout the grid. The amateur battle is always a fascinating one to watch as well. Martin Legg, Rhys Williams, the leading 2. Outliers in qualifying. Next amateur drivers, Dan Lost in 17th, another of the MSL Ferraris. There you can see Mormon and Vitor Sousa and Mav Gardner, I believe the other 3. They multiply like you wouldn't believe. This Ferrari's just black and green Ferraris popping up all over the place. So just over a minute now until we get underway. Mercedes 44. Thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated. I hope you're well. Any questions, of course, with many of you being new viewers, any questions, just shoot them in the chat. If you want to join Discord, otlracing.com/Discord. I'm OTL Matt X88. Catchy username, isn't it? I regret it already, frankly. Thank you very much, Gold Ringers, for that follow. as well. Very, very much appreciated. Very kind. But yeah, any questions, just feel free to shoot. We'll do what we can to help out and point you in the right direction if you want to get involved. If you're not and you just want to watch some racing, that's all good with me too. Oh, evening Pullman, I'm glad you told me that's your name because I wouldn't have guessed it from your username. They're quite different, Pullman. Your Twitch username and your other names that I see you by. Quite different. So yeah, I'm glad you told me who you were. Hope you are, man. Hope you're well. So off for the full formation lap then. Go on board with Helicam then, give us a nice aerial shot. What's that, Hydra? What do you mean if we sub? Does it? Oh, when that thing pops up about us telling you it's an anniversary, that thing that pops up near the chat, you have to do that, otherwise it doesn't actually come up in the chat, I think. I found that out to my cost. Yes, you should, Pullman. It's bloody confusing. I'd have been like, oh, that's definitely a new person. But no. No, no. But Hydro, if you hit that thing that comes up about sharing it or something, I think that's what makes it come up in the chat. I believe. I might be talking rubbish though. I might just be completely wrong. Would be the first time, won't be the last. So fingers crossed as always, being Monza. Just want a clean start. Just want a nice and easy going. I said we wanted that in the endurance event we did a few weeks ago. 6 hours and crashes before we even got down to turn 1. So let's just focus on the straight first. Let's get that right. Evening, Mav. You're still racing, I hope, Mav. Good luck. Yeah, no, I closed it as well when I subbed to someone and got that, and I was like, ah, damn it. Okay, well, if you subbed then, Hydro, thank you ever so much. Sorry, I wouldn't have known to say thanks. That's the only reason I say to people to do it. But thank you very much, man. Much obliged. Oh, yeah, got a little green OTL, yes. Need to get some better badges. We'll make some of them fairly shortly. But, yeah, 2 months, man. Much appreciated. Evening, Empower. Evening, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. So new tyre model as of 1.6, you do want to make sure you warm those tyres up. Bit more than you did before. So as well coming out of the pits, the first lap out of the pit stops, your tyres will need to be warmed up. And you will just need to be a little bit cautious, you need to be careful. Beforehand you may have been able to go at it a little bit early. Now not so much. A little bit of caution. So just coming through at Ascari then. For the formation lap then we will be getting underway. So not long now then till they start lining up 2 by 2. Everyone still good. No one's spinning and trying to frantically clamber their way back through the pack. It's always good to see because we have seen that happen a few times. Luckily there's ghosting on with this starting system. Until the race has started obviously, and then it's very much not ghosting. That would just be silly. Some of them would probably like it to be, but yeah, that would be a bit silly. Oh, Ferrari back, further back going on the grass. I think that's Dan Loss, little flash there, trying to sort themselves out, hopefully. Hopefully people have got into the correct positions. We'll find out shortly. Hopefully Killian get his start right as well, not fiddling with OBS or any such thing. He's ballsed up his pole positions a couple of times this season. So yeah, hopefully he won't do that again. So it's looking good. Him and Morman then on the front row. Larson and Stevens, BMW and the Bentley. And the big boys just behind them on row number 2. Sousa and Jake Coombs, 2 Ferraris on row 3. Brugnara, Ryan Meenan of the Cormac variety on row 4. And then Joe LaCour, Andrew Pike rounded out row 5 and rounded out the top 10. So interesting positioning there from Jerome Morman. No one gets a drive through, I think. No, they're all good. So they are away. Decent start from Killian, but Jerome is on his tail still. Christopher Larson. Slotting in behind Adam Stevens, Brugnara right behind Larson as well. So we're going to have to be very studious going onto the brakes into turn 1. Always getting a little bit nervous. Start Just crossing your fingers. Let's see if everyone makes it through. There's a little bit of a bump and grind going on further back. It does turn into a car park a little bit, but on the whole, I think on the whole there, everyone has made it through. A little bit of a door bumping here and there, but that usually happens on that one. So, good start then. Isn't it confusing with 4 Ferraris of the same livery? A little bit. If they're racing each other, Gold Ringers, then yes, absolutely. They have made a livery change. Whether they've made it for this season, I don't know. If so, it'll be for next season. Clean turn 1, better, a bit cleaner than 6 hours, yes. Yeah, that was a shame, but we've got a good system for next time that will sort that out, hopefully. So, Killian, cracking start then. Jerome dropping behind Stevens. Stevens with another superb start, following on from his good round 5 at Bathurst. He's looking to consolidate that with a good round 6 here tonight then. But a great lap 1 so far. So Martin Negg's had a cracking first lap. Up into 10th, so he's got ahead of Andrew Pike. Oh, and who's dropping down the order? Who is that? Can't click on them until they stop moving. It's Thomas Stocks. I'm not sure if the game is having a bit of a moment. And then Desmond Fitzpatrick, you can see there, down in 20th. So he's dropped a fair few positions. Started in 13th, I believe. 13th or 15th. Either way, he's lost a hatful of positions there on that one. Still, long time to go though. Still got ages to fight back through the pack. Yeah, Dean Thompson up in 22nd. Does not like that McLaren one bit, but he's soldiering on. Like I said, at the wet race at Silverstone 2 weeks ago, finished 6 laps down. Couldn't get the thing round, but he did the entire 90-minute race. Didn't quit. Like, loved the attitude. Absolutely loved that. So Ian Hall there. Ocamp behind him, looking for a move. Decides to wait another time. Not the right moment for it. Probably correctly so as well. He's a little bit too far back for a move there. So Matt Acton and Fitzpatrick just behind them. So it's back on board with the front runner then. So great first lap and a bit from Killian Ryan Meenan in first place. 1.2 seconds over Adam Stevens. Moorman just behind that Bentley in third spot. 1.2 seconds again back to Christopher Larson and Vitor Sousa. Again with the multiple Ferraris. I can just about tell where they are. They are maybe a little bit spread out. It makes it a little bit easier for me. Oh yeah, Dean Thompson. Sorry, yeah, Jay Higgs. Yeah, Dean Thompson is Captain Crampy, is in the Xbox leagues. Yeah, there's a fair bit of that's going to happen next season. A lot of the Xbox guys come over to PC and it'll be like, who's that? Oh, that's thingy. What do you call it? You know, saying their name. Be like, oh, okay. Brignara, he loses it on the curbing, just coming out of Ascari. That's going to cost him a huge amount of time. He's going to be very vulnerable to everybody behind him. So Jake Coombs will come flying past. Cormac Ryan Meenan slots right in behind. He's going to get boxed in though a little bit. Does not want to take to the grass. That's only going to end in tears for him and everyone near him. Or slots somehow in front of Jake Coombs. A little bit risky, but somehow made it work. And somehow Brignara has been able to hold that position. Oh, I think there might have been a little touch there. I'm not sure between Jake Coombs and Cormac Ryan Meenan. I'm thinking. I didn't know if Jake Coombs was maybe moving over. No, Joe LaCour gets through. Actually, I think Jake Coombs is letting Cormac through there. I talked to Jake a fair bit, and he's a good lad. And yeah, I think he knows he's cost himself so much time that everyone just flying past. Andrew Pike having to step on the anchors a little bit there. Didn't really have room for a move through. Martin Legg going very aggressive. And Joe LaCour having to abandon turn 1. I think you could see Martin Legg coming in hot there. So Robert Lovelace, did he keep it facing the right direction? He did. A little bit of gravel for him there, but keeps it pointing forwards. I haven't got a clue what your actual... I might know what your name is. I've quite a few to remember at this point, so I've probably forgotten. So Martin Legg up into 8th, but that might be questioned a little bit, or a little tap there. It's going to send Lovelace round, so it's just himself on the inside of the car alongside him. He might be better spinning it round on the runoff here and getting it facing the right way rather than having to wait, because he will be sat now until the entire grid has basically moved past him. So that's a bummer, massive bummer for him. But he will get going again. Still 55 minutes to go, so lots of time for things to change. So Martin Legg up in 8th, but like I said, that don't know if it was an aggressive dive or if it was a slightly missed breaking point. Either way, didn't go too well for him. He's done well position-wise, but yeah, could have gone better. So yes, Lovelace, unfortunately, I think is going to be, if the game will let me click on him, pretty much at the back of the pack. think it's all bar Thomas Stocks now all in front of him. Thomas Martin just in front of him. Just going to make a move there. I think Martin might have known he's quicker anyways and just decides to move out of the way. I know I did. Cream Man, or Cream, yeah, I called the. I wish Twitch names were easier to say. Cream Man, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. And yeah, I did see Empower. Yeah, I saw you were pretty happy with that, weren't you? You said, "Oh, I'd love GT1 to an AMS2," and then like 4 days later, they're like, "Oh, hey, GT1 to an AMS2." It's like they were listening to you, man. There's a lot of that, I think, to come as well in the next year and a half. There'll be loads of that kind of content flying through on AMS2. Should be awesome. So these two then closing up the gap on Killian a little bit. Come down now to a second. Adam Stevens just ahead of Norman, who we're on board with now. There we are. So all three of them only nearly in the same picture. Not quite. Christopher Larson a couple of seconds back. He's made a good gap on Vitor Sousa just behind him. Cormac Ramlinen looks like it's got through past Andrew Pike. Up into 9th place now. Pike down in 10th. Not sure who's flashing. Don't know if he's flashing to Martin Legg. I'm not sure. Quite far ahead of him to do a flash, but maybe something went on beforehand that we were not privy to. There's every chance. So Rhys Williams down up in 11th then, some decent driving from him. A little bit of door touching according to the game. Says there's been contact, but how much contact we will not know, unfortunately. We're all facing the right direction currently, so that's all normally reassuring. Saying that. So where is Rhys Williams now then? So was he got up in... This is the problem with the only problem with the ACC timing. You have to wait for them to go across a sector timing, and then all of a sudden the numbers all change. So who dropped down the positions there then? So Matt Acton then down to 28th. So he's clearly had a bit of a moment. Light Martin in 20th. I think himself and Rhys Williams have dropped a fair few positions there. So they may have been caught up in something, maybe with each other. Again, we'll have to wait to see afterwards. We have our incident panel that takes care of these things, so people can report incidents with evidence. We ask for the opinion of the reported party, and then there's a panel of multiple people, all unbiased. No one who takes part in the league or is an admin of a league as well gets to put their opinion forward if they're on the admin panel as well. So there's quite a few people on it as well, so it gets a whole range of views to try and make it as fair as possible. And I don't have a say on it unless explicitly asked as well. So, yes, I do not rule that roost. So see how Matt Axon can do. Let's try and forge his way forward then. Let's go back up on board with Adam Stevens. So he's catching just a bit by bit. A couple of tenths again. Adam Stevens closes that gap on Killian. So just under 9 tenths rather. He's got Mormon though right behind him. I don't think Mormon will try and fight too hard with Stevens because he's just going to slow him down, and I think they both want to catch Killian. So we're not even 10 minutes into the race quite yet. But plenty of time to go still. It doesn't look like Jerome's pushing too hard to try and fight. I think he wants Adam Stevens to go forward and start troubling him. Saying that, you hit the inside curve there at Parabolica, that's going to have hurt. Seems to have saved that momentum just enough, but yeah, I think the slipstream here for Jerome might tempt him into a move into turn 1 if he can get it close enough. Depends what sort of aero these guys are running. And Adam defending into turn 1. Takes that inside line. Jerome not going to try any funny business there. Couldn't really do that from the outside anyway, so it will cost them both a bit of time to the leader, so you have to be a little bit careful if they're wanting to keep him in their sights. Killian is one of those drivers that if you give too much headway you can just disappear off into the distance. Let's go on board with another MSL racing Ferrari. Dan Loss in 14th. Anthony Pellicano right in front of him. Jack Coombs in 12th, so decent qualifying for him. He's dropped down a few positions as well. Des Fitzpatrick in his Aston Martin in 15th. So had a poor start, dropped back, was moved back forward again, gained a few spots. So obviously the odd incident happening here or there. He's gained a few positions. Oh wow, that's crikey! Everyone starts somewhere. We've got people that Look at someone like Sharpie himself, Kieran Sharp. Oh, that's a bit too sideways there. That's going to have hemorrhaged speed there and no momentum. But luckily for him, coming through the Lesmos, I think he's, it's a bit of a tight track there, so no easy opportunities for Fitzpatrick to make a move past him. So he has to sit there in 15th. Again, plenty of time to go though. The pace should still tell ultimately. See Ian Hall in his Porsche in the background. I believe he's the only Porsche here tonight as well. Thomas Stocks has been in the pit, so he's just come out. No, so we've got Magato. So Ian Hall and Magato have got 2 Porsches. So considering how quick it was beforehand, people abandoned it en masse. So 1.4 seconds to lead now for Killian. So that little bit of fighting between Moorman and Stevens. You can see what that's done to that gap. They do that for long enough, that's going to push that out. Yeah, oh, don't worry, I know who you are, Alex. It's one of these people that I do actually know the real name and use the gamer tag of at the same time. Evening, Alex. Hope you're well. How are you doing, sir? I think it looks lovely. It's not even that much slower than after the BOP 1.55, I think it was, around then. People just went, oh, I'm not driving it anymore, and just en masse, just abandoned it. I was like, oh, okay. I think our 50-car 6-hour Monza race a few weeks back had 1 Porsche in it. I think. I'm pretty sure it had 1 Porsche. I was like, okay, fair enough. But hey, they can choose what they want to choose. This is a free world, of course. For better or for worse sometimes. But, hey, we give people free will. This is what the sort of thing they design. A purple and gold Jaguar. As I said, can't count for taste. I can say that about Pike, because, yes. Was a banter, but sounds a bit laddish. If I say that. I couldn't sound more out of my element if I tried. So Pike and McCall, always a good bet to be in these top 10 positions. So they've got the consistency, maybe not quite as quick as the very front runners, your Mormons and your Ryan Mealans. But Joe LaCour has got a podium this season. Had a poor race at Suzuka, but he hates Suzuka. He can't stop crashing at 130R. He looks at 130R, he ends up upside down or with dents everywhere. I've seen him drive there twice now, and he's crashed at 130R and had to retire both times. So, yeah, take from that what you will. Other than that, he's had a good season. Top 10 all round apart from his Suzuka event. So nearly a quarter of the way then through this race. I'm good, man. Doing well, dude. Doing well. Yep. Well, I'm less ill than I have been a lot of the last 2-3 weeks, so that's a plus. Ah, you saw that, yes. I know. I forgot about his team name. Yeah, Peter Files before. If anyone's confused by that, just say Peter Files quickly, without much of a gap in between, and you'll see what, yeah. It's childish, but, you know, they're all childish, so what do you expect? Stephen's catching up against Killian's dropped Jerome here, so doesn't have to worry about that. I'll go on board with him then. So Killian not having things all his own way is keeping being kept up with quite nicely by Adam. Getting that Bentley around here nicely. So shame he wasn't in the season from earlier on. My God, yeah. No one's. Yeah, don't see now if Pike watches this back afterwards and he sees your comment, that's clearly going to be his team name next season, isn't it? Okay. And most of these would probably get past our filter. I probably wouldn't notice. I really would. I know, yeah, the Xbox leagues are still mega. Quite a lot of them guys are coming over to PC now, though. I think about half the top tier maybe are getting PC. I think a couple are still racing on Xbox, though. But yeah, there are a few traitors abandoning the Xbox side. Just ordered a wheel by ACC as soon as I receive it. Hopefully I'll be racing mid next week. Oh man, that'd be cool. Is it Illville 75? Oh, wicked. What wheel did you order? ACC is a must, but yeah, you have to buy it. Whether you enjoy it or not, I don't know. Look on CD keys. It might be cheaper there. It's often quite a good price on CD keys, and well worth getting the DLC content as well. Evening, Reese. Language. Be a good boy. No talky about incidents in here, as you know. I'm sure you'll DM me in Discord, don't worry. I'm sure I can talk to you afterwards. So yes, not gone well for Reese, unfortunately. I think he's still in the race. Go on, Reese, you show him. So he's still out on circuit, but yeah, a few of them having a bit of a struggle. Unfortunately, he's letting them pass. Yeah, probably nice right thing to do. It slots in behind them. So not gone well for Reese, unfortunately. G9, yeah, Logitech, you can't go wrong. Some people will moan about this, that, and the other. They're built like tanks. They're good. They're great. First of all, they're great. They are superbly reliable. Doesn't mean you don't have the audit problem. They're complicated things, but they last forever. Two things that last from in an apocalypse. It's cockroaches and Logitech wheels. Well, for most people. I know some people who just break every one they touch, but I think that's as much them as it is the wheel. So, Chaos, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about Chaos. I know Yoda's heading off, but there's quite a few of the quick guys are still staying on Xbox, I believe. You want this one season of glory, do you, Hydro? You're planning it out. Adam's really close here. Really, really close here. He's going to look. Goes that inside line. It's brave from Killian, not defending there. Very brave. Cat Powero. Don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Thanks again to everybody who's followed this evening so far. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the racing so far. So, yeah, been dropped a little bit there. He's had a poor couple of corners, and Jerome will be on the back of him again pretty shortly. Christopher Larson further back. It's built a bit of a gap back to Vitor Sousa in 5th. The BMW still looking strong in 4th. About 3 seconds between him and Moorman up ahead. So a fairly large gap to still close down. Hey, lucky race is a lucky race, Alex. Hey, take them as they come. Scalper WS690, thank you very much for the follow. Very, very kind. Let's go back up with Loic Martin then. Currently sitting in 15th. Is the leading driver, leading amateur class driver in the standings at the start of the evening. It's only 6 points ahead of Martin Legg. So Martin Legg up in 11th, I think, would hop him up into the top of the category table. Rhys Williams is 3rd in the AM class, but yeah, not look like it's going to go his way this evening. So it's always great and really good battles in the amateur class, in the amateur standings. It's always really close. There's maybe a little bit more inconsistency naturally. But they've all got good pace in them. So ignore Heinz Harold Bremson coming in as a silver car for some reason. That shouldn't have happened. I don't think he could have done much about that. But it's not a problem. Won't make any differences. Won't change anything. Matt Axton still trying to make his way through the field. Oh, he's just in front of Pedicano now. Pedicano having a look. It's a bit nice and close. Got a great shot down Parabolica, throws in the dummy, moves over to the inside, but Axton's like, you're not having any of that. I'll have that apex, thank you very much. Keeps in front of him. We've got a couple of cars in the pits then, I think they may be done. So Dan Loss is in the pits. Ash Gledel as well. I believe they're still going, but yeah, unfortunately due to incidents, I'm sure. We'll have to see later on. Again, we'll get incidents reported as and when necessary, and they will get looked at if needed. But yeah, they're before the mandatory pit window opens, so that will cost them because they will still need to make that pit in that 15-minute window. Evening, Gibbo. Evening. Evening. Thank you very much for the follow, Luda, or Luda, just so I can pronounce all of the R's. Thank you very much. Oh, so, just read your comment from earlier, Hydro. So Tam's dog is very much Team Hydro, I see. Hey, as like I say, however wins come, take them. Don't complain. A win's a win. So Robert Lovelace down in 19th at the moment, struggling a little bit. It's actually the back runner of the pro cars at the moment. Maybe one slightly further back, I think. Yeah, we've just got 29 now, so Dan Lofts is gone, unfortunately. Had a crash earlier, whether it was on his own or involved with another car, we'll have to see later on. So pit window opens in exactly 2 minutes' time then. So no one will really want to have a crash now, and if they do, just dawdle round until the pit window opens. So the Xbox leagues are great because they're so close. They're all so close. What isn't close? These front three. I mean, still they can see each other, considering they're 20 minutes in. They haven't really made great waves here. It's about 1.1, 1.4 second gaps between the three of them. So still relatively close. Christopher Larson, that's Ash Gledall's DHL liveried car. Lovely looking Lexus. Just in front of him. I'm sure Ash will let him go through shortly. Got Vitor Sousa, there we go, lets him pass nicely. Vitor Sousa, a bit further back. We'll have to get past him soon. Brugnara, nice and close then with Sousa. Looking for that top 5. Cormac Ryan Meanin up in 7th. No one really near him. A little bit further back, 6.5 seconds back from Brugnara and about 5 seconds ahead of Joe Lacour. So he's been that lonely driver this evening. Seems to happen to someone most weeks. Yeah, you would say that in power because you then go and make everyone look slow. That or you're sandbagging. Now, looking forward to tomorrow. It's a track I know on Race Room for once. It's not Swedish. But Martin basically picks the track with his eyes closed. And that one? Oh, I've not heard of that one before. So it's nice to be like, oh look, Silverstone, a track I've heard of. No, a track I know fairly well, so. Where were we last week? Mantorp Park Long. It was good fun, but yeah. I think it was built on an airfield. We'll explain that 100 metre wide straight. But yeah, looking forward to it. A bit of race from tomorrow night. I will be streaming that, yes. I know. So Lacour doing what Lacour does best. Always in and around it. Quite close to Pike. Similar kind of drivers.
Pit window is open.
Yes, I will be streaming that BTCC Assetto Corsa event for sure. Ilville, if I'm saying your name wrong, do say, by the way. I'm more than happy to be pulled up on my pronunciation. But thank you very much for the follow. Very, very kind. Looking, a little bump there. Oh, it's going to turn Joe around. That's so unlucky. There's the tiniest of touches. Oh, that was so unlucky. But he'll have to get going again then. Oh, that's so unfortunate though. Don't think there was much to do there from Pike. The cars have had a little bit of a door tap. And for some reason the cars decided that was that, really. So Joe will have to get it back up to speed. And I'll have to make waves for then. Pit window is open, so we will still start to see people popping in the pits early. Most seem to leave it until the second half. No one goes for a drastic undercut. Very rare anyways. See Jake Coombs just behind him, another Ferrari. Just going to ball with Fitzpatrick, see how he's faring. So sitting in 16th currently. Seen Dean Thompson, Mav Gardner and Heinz Harold Bremson. And no, that isn't his real name. I'm fairly certain that isn't his real name. I think that's just what he uses online for whatever reason. Maybe he's an undercover cop and he can't use his real name. Or he's a mass murderer. One of the two. Let's go for the cop. Oh, well, you were the murderer. You murdered him last time, did you, Sharpie? Whoops. That was unlucky. I'm amazed that spun either of them. The tiniest door touch. Poor fella. Luckily, he's a great fella and he takes it very well. Talking of which, he's into the pits now then. So he'll get that undercut. Get out on new tyres. Ian Hall. Jake Coombs as well coming in just behind him. Fitzpatrick as well. So quite a few making their way in very early. It's quite rare. Don't see that very often. God, these front three are fluctuating like no one's business though. 3/4 of a second between Stevens and Ryan Meanin now. Poor old GT3. Can't buy luck. So I believe we have 28 with us then. Or do we still have 29 with it? That's 28. Let's have a check. Yeah, no, it's 29. So just Dan Lofts we've lost at the moment. Ash Gledall was a few laps back, but is keeping soldiering on. Again, fair play to him for that. Let's go on board then. Let's see it from his point of view. So yeah, lead two. They're very much feeling like they're in the fight then. Not going to feel like you haven't got a chance of the race win. They're all still on the same straight. Nearly halfway into this race. Not sure yet. gonna have a think. We're not someone who we don't worry about rushing the things at the moment. We sort of try and let people get excited for them and give ourselves plenty of time. But don't worry, you'll know. You know, I do enjoy those enduros. They are great fun. So there's less than 2 seconds between the front three. Jake Coombs there coming out in the background. Christopher Larson, and that being still in fourth, driving a solid race again. Brugnara behind Vitor Sousa. Another solid race from him too. So similar drivers always in and around it, as they should be, really. So it's quite a pro-am league. It's quite a spread of abilities from front to back, but that's what our leagues have always been. It's one of the charms of this league. It's not we don't do tiers, not yet anyways. That's a little while away in the future, maybe. So Thompson is in 24th at the moment, so it's the first position you can't see on the board, annoyingly. But yeah, because he absolutely hates the car. He was like, well, damn it, I should have listened to people telling me not to pick it, and yeah, hate it. So, but he's kept going. He's finished the season, and I'm sure he'll, as I've advised him to, take some time next time before he picks one. Because that really matters on ACC. One car you really like, one car not so much. And unfortunately for him, yeah, Thompson went with the not so much this season. Little to his knowledge. So again, really doing well at the moment, Sousa. Not making any mistakes. Brugnara just keeping him keen note. Staying nice and close. So Jolicoeur rejoins in 19th then after his pit stop. Oh, there's another. Okay, I'll let him know. I'll let him know, Reese. So that's no. Yeah, so not a BMW fan, Mr. Williams there. There we are. And if you do pick BMW, just don't colour it like that. It's a big car. If you want a big car, you pick a Bentley though. If you want a big car, you pick one of these. No, he's doing great. Oh, he's doing wonderful. You know, his first time here. He's been doing all right. He's really struggles with that car. Makes a lot more mistakes than he normally would. So, yeah, we'll see how he fares. And now this is from now on. He's exclusively PC. He's kept doing Xbox leagues up until as of Tuesday night this week. Kickerbot, yeah. Bentley is more of a boat. Yes, the Boatley. Yes. Open the boot. There's a sail. So pop that up when it gets windy. Bit more horsepower. You can tack up the straight on a good wind. I know. That's my worry though. I think Reese actually tried. I don't know. Not everyone's a designer. No offence, Reese. DRS in the 1700s, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah, just very, very advanced for its years. I would say it's got a keel as well. That wouldn't really work very well on tarmac, would it? Unless it's like Sky Electrics, in which case that would work beautifully, but... yeah, he seems to be doing pretty well in it. As I say, it's a quick circuit, so it's probably one that does well. Killian into the pits then. Stevens will assume the lead. So about another 8.5 minutes until pit window shuts. See, the top 15 all haven't pitted so far. I think everyone else has basically done their mandatory pit now. So Stevens and Moorman into the top two. It'll be interesting to see where Ryan Meenan feeds out after the pit stops. He always seems to be a fair bit further ahead than he was beforehand. He always does brilliantly. Let's go and have a look. Come on, Thompson. Get your finger out, sunshine. How far is he behind the car in front? Over about what? 10p, 15p, 23 seconds. Okay, that's not happening. You never know. You never know, though. So where are the closest battles on circuit at the moment? Let's go on board with. Find him, Robert Lovelace. And they're coming into the pits. Thanks for that. Markton then and Lovelace both into the pits. No one getting...
We're halfway through, not over yet.
Thank you very much for that, pit crew. Needed to know that. So yeah, and obviously halfway through the pit window as well. So Brugnara and Sousa both in the pits. Ryan Meenan just exiting now then. So it should be in a pretty solid place then. After Stevens and Mormon have taken their mandatory pit. Baz Tolmsma driving well again. Mixing up with Andrew Pike. So he's got past then, up into 5th. That's a great name, Mr. Greggles. I think I said that right. Thank you very much for the follow. Very, very kind. Is it over? What's that? Hey, what's that meant to say? Will you try and put yet or? Yeah, I thought so. Different cars suit different people, different driving styles. You try different things. Honestly, on the ACC, definitely, and same to, I can't remember your name now, it said earlier on, asked saying you're going to pick up, you've already picked up your Logitech wheel. Try different cars, try loads of different cars, see how they feel to you. So then, Tolsma and Pike into the pits, Ryan, Mean and Cormac, which is how his name obviously would be in the register at school, and Christopher Larson and Adam Stevens all in the pit, Martin Legg joining them, so they're all coming in their droves now. Venom286, thank you very much for the follow, very kind, much appreciated. So thank you to everybody, new followers this evening. So Mormon then assumes the lead. Interesting to see them pit on different laps. You often see them follow each other in, but not this time. Not this time at all. So he's got a little bit of time left as well if he doesn't want to pit quite yet. But you'd imagine the longer he leaves it out on the tyres. As long as his setup's quite good on tyres, it shouldn't affect him too badly. It shouldn't affect him too much. Sammy Racing 27, thank you very, very much. For the new follow, thank you kindly. Terrible when you get so many new followers. Just sound like I'm saying much appreciated. I do genuinely appreciate it, even if I do say that same thing every time. Yeah, thank you everybody. It's great to see new names. So every Thursday we have our ACC League races. We're just doing quite a variety of stuff. Race room on a Friday, including tomorrow. BMW 235i at the moment. We do have endurance ACC events as well, every 6 to 8 weeks or so. Try not to do them too often. We grow up the interest for them. Leave everyone chomping at the bit for when they're gonna for when the next one's gonna be. So Jerome still going round. Oh, not the best turn one there from his fellow MSL driver just in front. So it'll be interesting to see now then, when does Jerome decide his time is to pit. Thomas Martin up at the 6th as well. He obviously needs to pit 2. I believe they are the only 2 drivers. Let's go with Ash Gled at the back. We've still got Richard Evans as well, sitting in 25th, needs to pit 2. Tom Stocks in the pits at the moment. Whereas Andrew Pike at the moment sitting in 10th. So, looks like Joe LaCour just behind him. So considering they had that touch earlier on, that's good pace from Joe LaCour. He's driving very nicely back into the top 10. Sorry, no, Pike's into the top 10. Joe LaCour just on the back of that top 10, still within his grasps. Still got Martin to pit as well, so that should pop him back up a position. Martin Legg just behind them in his Pepsi AMG. It feels pretty much the same on console, but apparently. We've got a fair few, including Pike himself. If we ever say Mr. Fish, by the way, Andrew Pike is Mr. Fish in our Discord. You should be able to work out why he's called Mr. Fish from his surname, but hopefully you put 2 and 2 together there and got 4. But no, he's always solid. No, Pike has always had it. Like he's really solid performer. Mormon into the pits then. So he comes in now. And where is Ryan Meanan? So still a little bit further back, just doing the Lesmos. So a little mistake here will be amplified. So Adam Stevens just behind him. So Stevens did not lose really any time at all in the pit stops, which is very good. Hasn't stretched that gap out in the slightest. So only 1.3, 1.2 seconds, give or take. Very close between them. Because his middle name is Base. No. Don't laugh, Hydro. That just is encouraging. I know Gibbo in real life. Let's not encourage. It's a dangerous thing. So Mormon, look at that then. Let's see him coming out. So Ryan Meenan and Stevens. Looks like he's leaving a bit quite nice and early here. It's going to be pretty close. Yes, not one to encourage. I mean that nicely, Gibbo. I joke, of course. So where's Jerome then? Let's go on board with him. We'll see. There we are. There goes Killian. There goes Adam Stevens. Yes, we've lost a little bit of time. May have just cost him staying out a little bit too long. Just a little bit too long. He's got Christopher Larson right in behind him then. So Larson, already a race winner this season. Really solid in the BMW. Missed last season with us, but took part in season 3. Last season he had to he moved across country, the American, and yeah, no internet. So very good excuse to not racing. Now it was a shame to not see him in season 4, but it's been great to have him back and driving superbly. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, stream Dad. Go to your room. What did I tell you? Yeah. I joke, Gibbo. You go for it. So then we're in the important part of the race then. It's always interesting to see. We've had a couple of races this season. Well, the gap will stay quite similar, and then right towards the end, you will have the car in second decide, well, I've got to push now. Depends as long as they feel safe pushing. You don't want them making a mistake. And just, you know, having a spin. It's still close enough that you would drop 3 or 4 positions if you had a bad enough crash. No race. That might be a bit of an ask. So pit window. Oh, hello. A bit slidey there from Stevens. Thank God he didn't spin it though. So it's still going strong. We have 2 rounds left. We have Hungaroring, hooray, next week. Whoop-de-doo. Not the biggest fan of Hungaroring. We have Hungaroring next week, and then we have our final race, which is another 90-minute round, which is at Spa. Spa-Francorchamps. Big fan of Spa now. Been playing this game a bit myself in the last week. On controller, on a pad, because I'm a noob. It's because I don't have a wheel anymore. Truth be told, there we go, pit window's done. So any extra pits from here on in will just hurt. Let's go back on board with Joe Lacourse and see how he's faring. He's dropped back a little bit from Andrew Pike. Going up into the top 10 though. Cheers, Smudge. Great to see you as always, man. Thanks for the resub earlier as well. Very kind. Much appreciated. See you soon, mate. 90 minutes of Spa. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure Dean's going to enjoy that, but I'm sure he'll get it round. Health problems. I've got hypermobility, so like shoulders, hips, back, knees and toes. Knees and toes? No, you get the gist. Yeah, I've been having really bad back problems the last year or 2, and just the way where I am, like I haven't got the setup to have it set up in a way that wouldn't cause me loads of pain, frankly. So it was like, I'll sell it then. Could do with the money instead. That was last Christmas, so I'll buy a wheel again when I've got room for having a setup that doesn't hurt. I'm not bad on controller, not bad. Everyone in this race would be quicker than me, but I'm not bad. I can still do very well in public lobbies. That's about, you know. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. So look at that. So it's 2.3 seconds. It didn't look that big just a second ago. Maybe it is. That was deceiving. Then coming down the straight towards Parabolica. But no, Spa should be good. So we had the one 90-minute race already, and that was a Sunken Wet Silverstone. We don't do wet races very often. And that was hard. A lot of drivers struggled there, as you can imagine. Got on board with Jake Coombs then. Skid Marks Motorsport, lovely name. Sitting in 16th at the moment. Got Robert Lovelace, just ahead of him in the Bentley. So another driver that's popped in mid-season when a few slots become available. Oh, it's not the sod next day. I've been having it for years. Honestly, last time I used my wheel, I was in so much pain. So much pain. I was like, yeah, I'll leave it at that, unfortunately. I don't drive very often. I'm normally streaming like this, so not sure there's much point anyways, frankly. Just taking up room storing it. So Lovelace, we know he's a quick driver, just maybe struggling a little bit in that Bentley. I think he might have had a spin earlier as well. So put him a little bit further back. So Fitzpatrick's had a very up and down race from what we've seen. Aston Martin, we know he's a quick driver. We know he can be further forward than 18th, so he's just not quite getting the run of the green at the moment, it would appear. So Magato and Pelicano not far back behind him. The Frenchman and the Belgian. I used to be rapid on Project Cars 2 on pad, but that was, I mean, yeah, on ACC not quite as easy. He was, yeah, he was. His setup was weird though. It was very inconsistent. When he set a quick lap, it was insanely fast, but it makes you very prone to errors. I didn't have that sort of. His setup and my setup on controller were very, very different. Yeah, 100% Irish. Honestly, yeah, it's just practice. I said I could mix it. I was very, very quick back in the day on controller. I'm sure I can get quite a lot quicker on controller on ACC, and I'm going to try and embarrass a few people. Will be fun. Oh, okay, that is their ping. Illville. So Ocamp has got a slightly high ping, but it's stable. That's the important thing. It's not popping up and down and up and down. So actually, pretty much everybody in the servers, apart from Larson, again, he's in America, so you kind of understand his ping being a bit perky. But yeah, it's not too bad. So yeah, the green one next to their number is if they pitted or not. So they've all pitted. It would have a 1 and be orange if they hadn't, like you saw earlier. And then the white and red is amateur is red, pro is the white numbers. Some would argue I am as well, Alex. But I work it out. No, I get around it. It's practice. Like Irish 114 said earlier. It's just practice. Once it's muscle memory, once it becomes muscle memory, that's when the speed comes. So I think that's Bremson there. Stevens wanted to get past him. Understandably, Bremson is a back marker. I think he gets that through. He does. That's just Hydro. That's just, again, it's practice. Sometimes good settings on wheel and the car. I mean, most of our stuff is default setup anyway. It's not ACC, clearly, but like Project Cars and stuff like that. So it's just muscle memory, building it in so that you're not thinking about every little thing every time you're trying to take a corner or anything. No cheeky dive bomb from Bremson, you would hope, considering he's a back marker. Sitting in 22nd at the moment, pretty sure that's Bremson. It is indeed. Again, it's like the same team as the Ferrari drivers earlier. Bright green and black. Can't miss it. You can see that from the moon. So Rob Lovelace is fairing. So catching up to the back of Gerhard Ocamp then in 14th. South African driver. So there's South African and American drivers with the slightly higher pings tonight, but that's kind of understood. You know, understanding that certain countries have either slightly worse internet connections or it's a really long way away. So yeah, not too bad. They're stable, which is the important thing. Having a look, is he going to make a move? No, he's not. Going to get nice and close. Oh, Mav Gardner with the drive-through then. So he got to his 3 track cut warnings and clearly has just got his 4th, and that means the drive-through then. You'll have to serve that in the next 15.5 minutes. Otherwise the game gives you a 30-second time penalty, I believe. Some people still do Hydro. It's mad. Sharpie, Rapid. He uses a fold-up flipping chair. Oh, no, I can't go very wide. They're leaving Lovelace to space. Doesn't really fancy making much of that. It's fair play. Lovelace gets up into 14th. Jake Coombs in the Ferrari just behind him as well. Green and blue Ferrari. Let's try and make a fight of it shortly. Let's go further forward then. Let's see how the front runners are doing. So they've spread out a little bit now. Killian, Ryan Meenan with a lead of 2.7 seconds over Adam Stevens. Mormon in 3rd is another 4.3 seconds back. So he's not really closed that gap at all. If anything, it's just getting further away. Brugnara himself 3 seconds back from Christopher Larson. Vitor Sousa another 7.5 seconds back. So not many close gaps in that top 10. They've all spread out a little bit. Interesting to see in the final 10 minutes whether some of them close. You do see that quite often in these races. But towards the end, someone might have been able to bridge a gap just because they've been pushing hard. That might put too much tyre wear. You know, their setup might not be very kind on their tyres. It should be okay around somewhere like Monza. Little flash from Brignard to let the car know in front that he'll be trying to make his way past shortly. Moves over to the inside. Fairly well done there. I think that's good back marker. Good blue flag driving there. A little bit of a wiggle there on the curbs. So the walls aren't too far from the track here at Monza, so don't really want to bin it. You don't want to bin it anywhere, but you definitely don't want to bin it here. There's a wall pretty close by a lot of this circuit. Oh yeah, no, Gibbo, yeah. So Thompson or Crampy, yeah, he has a place heat challenge, I believe. If he still has the one he bought a year and a half ago or so, I know he bought a place heat challenge, so I'm pretty sure he still has that. With Zamfir Radu down in 21st at the moment. Got Magato another few seconds up the road, but it's quite clear of Heinz Harold Bremson. I believe he's got the front runners just behind him on circuit as well, so we'll have to make way for them shortly. Yep, that's Ryan Meenan just behind him. So I'll have the blue flag being waved very, very shortly. Trouble with Jake Coombs then, right on the back of Ocamp. We saw Loveless getting past him earlier. Already bridged nearly 5-second gap to Ocamp. And Jake Coombs looking to move his way past now as well. Is Ocamp going to go defensive? Is he going to defend that inside line? He's not, but I think, yeah, Coombs deciding that would be a little bit too aggressive to go from that far back. Yeah, X-Rocker kind of, yeah, they're also, you get that similar kind of products nowadays. There's so many different options. You've got plenty of GT Omega do their own like rigs, fairly permanent rigs. Obviously they do their office chairs and stuff as well. Do actually have a discount for GT Omega stuff if from OTL in our affiliates channel in Discord. Move there up the inside into turn number 1. Ocamp's not going to be able to defend that at all. Fair play. Coombs goes a little bit wider on turn 1 just to make sure there was enough room on the inside if Ocamp had gone for it and tried to defend over there, but he didn't. So Coombs moves up to 15th place now then. Ocamp still to be on the amateur podium, still 3rd place amateur driver tonight. Martin Legg in 11th, Loic Martin in 13th, the other two just ahead of him. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, sorry, what I was saying, yeah, in our affiliate links channel in Discord, we'll have a website page for that sort of stuff as well shortly. If you click on the GT Amiga link in there, that will automatically give you 5% off. So, no, not a huge amount, but yes, take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves, or something like that. So it's a little bit of money. So we've got a lot of gaps here that are just a couple of seconds, so we're not out of the realms of any mistakes being a problem. Oh, that's weird. Is that a wheel? Not a wheel problem then, Reese? Or is that just the... yeah, I don't know. Weird. Doesn't sound like it'll be the wheel, does it, really? Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it depends on what sort of setup you've got, doesn't it? If you've got the room for a fold-up, not the wheel. Ah, weird. Try it after the race. Hop into another server and see what happens. Just out of curiosity, really. See if it still does it in another lobby. So, lead up top then, 3.7 seconds for Ryan Meenan. So, driven very strong since his pit. See Stevens a little bit further back. Car moving over for him, but it would like a little bit of a slipstream first. So hopefully he will get past, but maybe taking too much of the slipstream, but it'll go on the inside into Parabolica, so it won't be any too much problem for him. That's Magato there. Zamfir Radu just behind him though, fighting for position actually. Magato and Radu. Let's go board with him then. Bright yellow Porsche, lovely looking thing. British racing green Aston Martin of Zamfir Radu, the Romanian. And just behind him. So we're going to have a look at going into turn number 1. Oi, Reece, stop doing donuts in the pits where you look silly. You look like a donut, just as much as you're doing one. So under 10 minutes to go now then. So I think it'll be unlikely that Stevens will be able to catch Killian at the top. It's over 4 seconds now. It's got 3.5 seconds back. Well, he doesn't have 3 hands. He's just only using one of them for steering at the moment. But trust me, Reece isn't driving. Just to prove it, there's Reece. So yes, anyways. Is that what your wheels? Is that what your car's doing, by the way? It's literally just going in circles, Reece. Is that you trying to work out why? It's a bit weird, if so. A little bit weird. So yes, just over 8.5 minutes to go now. Then 4.5 seconds is the lead for Killian Ryan Mainen. Adam Stevens holding on to second in the Bentley. Jerome Morman 3.7 back. Slightly close cameras. There we go. That's better. In third. So the gaps aren't massive. 2.5 to 3 seconds. Third to fourth, fourth to fifth. See Larson there, just sitting behind that Lexus, the back marker. Jerome Morman getting past Zamfir there. Magato just up ahead to navigate before turn 1. Evening Detox. yeah. I've only had one mad dive bomb to comment on Detox. I don't know. It's a bit more boring without you in it. I joke, kind of. How you doing, man? Do watch your streams when I can. Pop in and should say hi more often, but no. Hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, he's mutant, Welsh. I mean, decide what you want. You're one of them things, Reece. Well, you're definitely Welsh, but I mean, yeah. Oh dear. Someone just looking to get past Magato. Just to get out of the way with the blue flag, so make his move through. Christopher Larson, not too far back. He'll have to get past Zamfir and Magato in a second. How's Cormac Ryan Mainen doing? So it's close up to the back of Vitor Sousa. We might just about see him in shot. Just a little bit of him in front there. So there we go. The MSL, another MSL racing Ferrari. Portuguese man in 6th. 1.5 seconds that gap, so Larson will be pushing now. Just at one more place. Those few points, they all add up. All very handy. Oh, nice. As long as you're doing well, mate. As long as you're doing well. It's always good to see you. So I'll try and catch up with your races when I can. I quite like it. It's the car I drive on controller, but I'm on controller, so massive noob. A whole bunch of assists on, so massive pinch of salt to take with my opinion. Around here it struggles a bit because it hasn't got the straight line speed and you've got massive straights. I mean, it's nice in the slower stuff, but the straights are so long. And you've got Loic Martin. We've got a few. You've got Fitzpatrick, Acton, Loic Martin. Oh yeah, we've got the 2. Oh, you're good in there. Yeah, you mean you've got the V12, which sounds unbelievable, but yeah, very few drive it for good reason. Reece, what are you doing? What are you doing, Reece? Ah, nice. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to racing, isn't there, Detox? Everyone and their dog now, I think. Got so many races being hosted. It's awesome. So many opportunities. Yeah, why are you going round and round, Reece? What are you doing? The advantage is mega. Waiting for the flag. What can you pit? Because like just donuts in the pits, it just looks. Especially if someone has to pit, that's going to be well off putting. Said you look like a donut doing donuts. Could you please? We're coming down the straight and we see some lemon in the pits going round and round. I'm being nice calling you a lemon. I'll call you much worse in the voice chat, don't worry. See, there he is. All going to sit with that chat. Oh, dearie dear. Some of us do have them, I believe is the saying. Yes, most drive the V8. Was it this Ferrari? Detox? Sorry, I just missed that. Looking at I've got chat on one screen, chat and stream on one screen, I've got the game on another screen, and I've got camera controls on a third. Absolute nightmare. I've got a head like an owl. I get a very sore neck at the end of the stream on here. Head just goes round and round and round. In case you didn't get the owl analogy. Yeah, anyways. Let's go back on board with the purple Jag. Where is it? Hang on, there it is. Can't miss it once it's there. So just behind Baz Tolsma then, the Bentley in front of him. So these guys always putting up some good fighting. Got a little bit wide there, Tolsma, using more of the road, but perfectly legal though. So good driving there. So yeah, Coombs unfortunately not. I mean, you've got a few drivers who've had good pace, and that Reece Williams coming out of the pits. Hello, little flash while they're on while we're on stream. Good boy. Says hi to the stream. Fish's livery is all about. You can tell him that yourself. I mean, I agree. Well, for anyone my age, I call it the Ivan Ooze livery. It is that purple, isn't it? It's that kind of purple. I mean, Ivan Ooze didn't have any gold by what I remember, but you know, bit of 90s Power Rangers movie reference there for anyone that cares. There's a few of you with 88 in your username, so I know full well you were the right age for that film, Power Rangers film. Nothing like a bit of Ivan Ooze. Yes, it's the Jag. It's he's doing okay in it. A little bit of help with the setup for this week, I know, but hey, he's getting it around nicely. So Joe LaCour, fair bit back now, 10 seconds, drop back. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from Baz Tolsma. It's going to be very vulnerable now then. Pike going to go and look to the right, coming up to Ascari. He's going to cut in front, he's going to be able to. I think he's going to make the move, he does. So just lost too much momentum there from that mistake with Baz Tolsma. It just left him very, very vulnerable. And Pike takes the position. So up into 8th then. With just 2.5 minutes to go. So the lead at the top, nearly 6 seconds at the moment between Stevens and Ryan Meaning. Morman another 5.5 back. At 3.1 back to Christopher Larson. 2.8 again. The slower entry into Parabolica there from Pike. Tolsma right on his tail. Horrid placements on the light. So is he flashing? The car in front? He is, and the car in front very much sees the flash. Good stuff. Gets well out of the way. Nicely done. So coming down to turn 1. So penultimate lap, I believe, it should be for these drivers. Tolsma having a look up the inside. Is he going to make a move? I think he's going to make enough of the move. I think, yeah, Pike's going to have to give him a little bit more room than he'd like, just in case. Tries to go for a little of a cutback. It's not there though. Pike drives that turn 1 superbly to head off any attack from Baz. So currently 8th and 9th. Joe LaCour just too far back to take advantage of these two fighting. He's back in 10th, so on for another top 10 finish. Strong finish from him. Martin Legg in 11th, leading AM driver. We know it's one of his favourite tracks, one of his preferred tracks. He's put plenty of laps in around here. MC Hammer's trousers. I could call it worse things than that, trust me. Got a ball with Cormac. Trying to make a move then. On Vitor Sousa. It's one MSL Racing Bentley with the MSL Ferrari just in front of him. So Sousa trying to hang on to that top 6. Ryan Meaning just crossing the line there to start his final lap then. 7.5 seconds his lead. Another imperious drive from Killian. Absolutely superb pace. Cormac will want that 6th place. Vitor's going to have to hold on for all he's worth. He's going to need to take a very narrow line all the way down the right hand side of the circuit here. He's really got no choice but to stay as far right as possible and hope Cormac doesn't make it around the outside. They're just so close. So the final time into turn number 1. Is Cormac going to make the move round the outside? Vitor is going to have to give him the room. I think Cormac's going to... No, he's going to have to abandon the corner. We'll probably give him a little bit of a track cut. I think Vitor will get back in front anyways. He does. So I think there might just be alongside. No, he wasn't. So he drops back in. So he'll try and have another fight. And try and do it the right way. So it's an easy corner to have to abandon. I'm assuming it's still going around in circles. Well, I hope it's not going around in circles. I think you're out on circuit now, aren't you? Well, that would be terrible. So Brignara not too far back from Christopher Larson, only 1.8 seconds, but it's easily the closest fight we have furthest forward. And yeah, on the final lap now. You have a yellow flag out, so maybe wonder who that's for. Polystyrene absolutely everywhere. Might be for Reese. So Curva Grande, oh dear. Little flash there from Vitor. Desperate for Magato to get out of his way. Last, oh, you're stuck. Oh dear, that's not good. That'll explain the yellow flag then. Retire it to the pits. You might as well retire it to the pits then, Reese. I would go on board, but I don't want to yet. Oh, just was about to go to Killian. Unlucky. Sorry about that, Killian. Well done. Great drive then from Ryan Meenan. Another superb performance from him. Dominating win. Great performance from Adam Stevens though. Second position for the second week on the trot. Jerome Mormon with his podium. So it's his first podium of the season, surprisingly. But superb performance by him. Christopher Larson, another great finish for him. More points. Adds up very, very nicely in fourth. Mattia Brugnara in fifth. Vitor Sousa. Is he going to hold on? Or is he going to keep Cormac Ryan in behind him? I think he did just about. Yes, a very little difference between them in the end. 0.03 of a second, 30 thousandths of a second between Vitor Sousa and Cormac Ryan on the line. Great drive from the two of them, 6th and 7th. We've got Andrew Pike, let's go with him, coming towards the line. So grew that gap over Baz Tolsma, and another superb drive in the Jag. Takes 8th, Baz Tolsma taking 9th in the Bentley. Good drive from him too. Joe LaCour, another top 10. So again, good points. Not quite as as high up as he'd like to have finished, but still will be pretty happy with that. Martin Legg, first amateur then in 11th. So very good finish from him. Nearly in the top 10. Would have been a superb result, but a good drive from him nonetheless. The first Porsche then, Ian Hall, comes over the line in 11th. Rob Lovelace, not far behind him in his Bentley in 12th. So did make his way forward in the end. Loic Martin, second amateur driver across the line in 13th. Gerhard Ocamp in 3rd in the amateur class. Well done to him. Comes home in 14th, the South African. Good drive. Matt Acton has finished in 15th. Jake Coombs in 16th. And I think everyone else out. Well, that's one way to finish. Lovely. And for finish. Lovely. And everyone else, I think, being lapped has already come over the line. So Fitzpatrick 17th, Magato 18th, Harold Bremson in 19th, Pellicano 20th. Martin in 11th, 21st, Dean Thompson 20th. Oh, no, some people have started to dip out, so that won't be accurate result, so I'm going to stop there. But yeah, some good racing. So they just split up a little bit in that second half of the race after the pit stopped. I think some were struggling a little bit more than others, and someone like Killian, he just pulled away. It was a superb drive from him yet again. So another win to add to his tally. So that's his 4th win in 6 races. I did say it'd be 1st or 4th, and it was 1st. Not a surprise there. But another good finish from Adam Stevens as well. Mormon taking his first podium. Sorry, second podium, not first podium. It's his second podium of the season. He finished 3rd as well at Suzuka in round number 2. So that makes up for the previous 2 poor rounds he's had at Silverstone and Bathurst, and gets back on the podium steps. So yes, Hungaroring next week, another 60-minute race, and then the week after we round out the season with a 90-minute race at Spa-Francorchamps. So really very much looking forward to that. But yeah, please cancel this week was only practice. I'm afraid not. It might have been for you, Reese, not so much for a lot of the others. So yes, on that note then, I'll love and leave you. Thank you very much. Huge thank you, obviously, for the raid there earlier on, Sir Fock. Going to get rid of that noise and stay on this screen. It's just less engine noise. There's Reese trying to get on stream. Absolute nightmare. Some people, some just children, a lot of them. There we go, doing donuts on stream because he knows the camera's pointing that way. Yes, thank you very much for the raid earlier, Sir Fox. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for all the new follows and the new eyes and ears that followed him over. Hope you enjoyed the race. We do have, some are more entertaining than others, but it wasn't too bad. Pretty clean racing on the whole from what I saw. But we'll see if any incidents come in later on. But yeah, thank you for all the new follows. Really appreciated. Like I said, if you've got any questions or you're interested in getting involved with anything we do, we run a host of games on different platforms. Go to otlracing.com. That's our website. otlracing.com/Discord. That takes you to our Discord server. I'll post the link in the chat now. OTL Matt X88 is my name there. As you can see, I'm the same name in Discord, just a space after the OTL. If you want to shoot me a message, ask me any questions, please feel free to do so. I will do everything I can to help. And yeah, if not, if you just wanted to enjoy the race from a spectator's point of view, not a problem. Much appreciated. Anybody that lurked and watched and didn't follow, not a problem. As I said, just my pleasure to have you here this evening. So yeah, awesome to see so many new names, and yeah, hopefully more of the same. Cheers, Hydro. Yep, much appreciated, man. Thank you for enjoying the entire stream with me all evening. It's much appreciated. So yes, I'm back tomorrow with our BMW 235 iLeague on Race Room. It's round number 4 of 6. We are at Silverstone International tomorrow. There are 3 races, as always. So you get qualifying for 10 minutes, and then we have 3 15-minute races. The second and third races just having a top 8 reverse grid from the previous race, and everyone else starting in the positions they finished the previous race in. It's been some great racing in the last couple of weeks, so hopefully more of the same tomorrow. We've actually got a couple of newcomers in that league tomorrow that we saw tonight. Regulars here at OTL, Andrew Pike, Joe LaCour, a couple of slots available, and they saw the racing last week and were like, I want some of that. So they're getting involved tomorrow, so looking forward to that. So do join me then if you can. And I'm not back then until next Thursday, but due to the fact that the Xbox League finished previous Tuesday, a couple of days ago. We're just going to have some casual nights on Tuesdays now up until Christmas, and the new league will get started in the new year. So yes, I'm back then tomorrow with Race Room, and then next Thursday we're at Hungaroring for the penultimate round of this GT3 league on ACC. So yes, thank you ever so much everyone for watching. Said evening Jake, I was ending at 4 until well, there's a face palm if ever I saw one, Jake. Deary me. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Baz. That means a lot, man. That's all it's for, really. No, I'm not going until I go. I'll go when I want. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Ilville. Much appreciated. Hopefully I'll see you again. Yeah, as I said, awesome to see new people. Really, yeah, I just enjoy everyone's company in the chat as well as watching and enjoying a good race. Hopefully it's just a friendly, nice place to be. But we try our best. I'm only nasty to people like Reese. Yeah, love you too. Love you too, Reese. Kinda. No, love you really. So yeah, it's been great fun. So yes, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday evening. Hopefully I'll see some of you again tomorrow for a bit of Race Room action. At the same time, 8 PM GMT. I have words with you. No. Oh, you can. As long as you do it privately, I can call him all the naughty words you want. Kinda. But yes, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not, have a wonderful weekend, and then hopefully I'll see you again for a bit of ACC next Thursday at Hungaroring. But until next time, stay safe, take care, and I will see you all next time.